Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tuscarora High School. We're out here on the diamond this evening, but in this one between your own Tuscarora Huskies and the Broad Run Spartans. Broad Run handed Tuscarora a 5-0 L earlier this season, one of just 3 blemishes on Tuscarora's season. It is senior night here in Leesburg, Virginia. Cole Keel on the mound for the Tuscarora Huskies. The Bridgewater College commit has been on the mound all 4 years for the Tuscarora Huskies. Sean, you've been here a lot longer than I have, me obviously coming back from school. Tell us what Tuscarora needs to do to win this game.
You know, they've been pretty good on both sides, offense and defense this year. One thing especially that has gone a little bit under the radar is Brendan Cowan's play this year. Last year, you know, you were here as well. We saw the flashes, but we didn't see the true dominance that he had. But this year, he's been just playing out of his mind, and that's what gives Tuscarora this huge boost in their record. Like the previous year wasn't this high, but they are 14-3 coming into the last game of the season and still only a second seed, so it shows how strong this district really is.
Exactly. The Tuscarora Huskies second in the Dulles district. The Broad Run Spartans just behind them at 3. The Broad Run Spartans 10-8 have suffered a little bit in conference play due to lack of pitching in their rotation, but they brought out the good stuff today as number 10, Kyle Rinner, is going to be on the mound for the Spartans. So leading off for those same Spartans, Mitchell Young, the center fielder, number 20, the right-handed batter. The first pitch from Keel down the outside edge, and that will find the plate. 0-1 count in favor of Keel. Keel likes to slow up and settle into the first inning, and that one, same pitch, is a little bit higher up in the zone, 0-2.
And very opposite compared to Cowan when he's on the mound, just goes right back into it.
Cowan, the Virginia Tech commit, the lefty, certainly been fantastic for the Tuscarora Huskies. 1-2, fastball up out of the zone. And Brendan Cowan obviously pitched in the last one against Light Ridge, took his first loss of the season. Tuscarora Huskies were shocked at home by the Light Ridge Lightning. And the curveball from Keel, going to carve up Young to start this one off. And that will get his first K. 1 batter faced, 1 struck out, not too shabby for the senior wearing black.
And that's what sets this squad ahead of other teams. Just the fact that they have that duo of pitching where other teams are still struggling to find someone who can throw on a consistent basis.
And Cole Keel, next up to face him is Finley Sullivan, DHing. Number 27, the lefty batter. He'll foul the first curve from Cole Keel down the first base line. 0-1, 1 out. The fastball to Keel. That one's going to be put in play up the third baseline, just over the bag. And that's a great piece of hitting there from Finley Sullivan. Sat on the fastball, put it opposite field, and he will take a double. So he'll reach all the way to second base, and that will bring up number 3 in the order, Andrew Markett, the first baseman, another right-handed batter. So runner on second, that being Sullivan. 1 out here in the top of the first inning in North King Street. The pitch from Keel. Curveball down the outside. That's a ball. So 1 out now from Keel. Looks to second. Pitch, fastball down the outside edge. Again, just too far outside. 2-0.
And Ronan, these games are important for both these teams. Although the Dulles District's seeding is already set in stone, both teams are coming off of a loss, Tuscarora to Light Ridge and Broad Run to...
And that one's going to be put into left field, and that is going to send Sullivan home already. And 2 hard-hit balls off Keel early in the top of the first inning. And Markett will make it to first base. And next up will be John Ryan, the second baseman. Another left-handed batter wearing 1 for the Spartans. And this broad run lineup is certainly no slouch. Obviously took out the Tuscarora Huskies 5-0 over in Ashburn. And come into Tuscarora coming out hot. Keel looked like he was having a great day, had the pitches lined up where he wanted them, and just slipped away thus far. Still 1-0. A lot of baseball to be played. Queel is going to field it in third, and that will be the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 2.
Queel in the hot corner playing third base for the Tuscarora Huskies is the only new addition to this lineup. The freshman committed to Virginia Tech on a scholarship, so certainly not a bad addition to add to your lineup.
When your freshman addition's a D1 commit, as soon as he gets on the team, it's kind of hard to complain.
Power 5 nonetheless. Peter McConnell now, the shortstop, up in the batter's box. Market has advanced to second. The first pitch going to be struck at Drew Meaden, the second baseman, and that play will be made by McIntosh at first base, and that will round out the inning for the Tuscarora Huskies. So at the end of the top of the first, it's 1-0 here on North King Street in favor of the Spartans. We will step aside for a quick inning intermission. Leading off here in the bottom of the first inning is the senior Marshall commit, Mr. Bauer Burkhart, wearing 5 for the Tuscarora Huskies this evening. And on the mound for the Broad Run Spartans is Kyle Reiner, number 10. Righty on righty action here to start. The breaking ball well outside, 1-0. And Burkhart has been a scary individual to pitch to all season. 391 on the year with an OPS over 1. And that pitch up at the head of Burkhart, 2-0. A breaking ball in the dirt on the outside, a fastball up at the head down the inside. Reiner still looking to settle into this one. Pitch right down the middle is going to be struck well by Burkhart into center field. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. No problems for Mitchell Young in center field to get underneath that one.
And we're seeing right now both these teams get hot off the plate immediately. Just off the few games I've called, just haven't seen this almost spark as soon as the first inning.
Yep, and next up is number 2, Cole Keel, another senior, as we mentioned earlier, a Bridgewater commit. The first pitch, fastball down the outside. That is going to be an 0-1 count. Little confusion on that one. It's almost like the ump gave a half sign I was waiting for him to confer. So it is 1-0. He changed his mind midway through. He pointed the finger halfway out to the side. Keel, not just a pitcher, 440 on the year. The bat's been red hot for the senior, and he's going to dink that one into right field and take first base. It's going to be fielded no problem by the right fielder, Thomas Young. And now up to the bat for the Huskies, number 3 in the order, Braden Kelman, number 22. Kelman sits behind the plate for the Tuscarora Huskies, batting .360 on the year. He's improved a lot with his plate discipline, from last year. The curveball, going to catch Kelman looking, 0-1. And Kelman went on a tear in the early stages of the district playoffs last year, which helped the Tuscarora Huskies get all the way into the state tournament where they would eventually fall to James Wood. Another breaking ball gets Kelman looking, 0-2. Kelman's got Keel on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch from Reiner, well outside.
Wow.
Great athleticism there from number 21, the catcher for the Broad Run Spartans, being able to get all the way out in front of that one, prevent Keel from getting to second. So the 1-2 count now to Kelman. Runner on first, 1 out. That one's up at the head of Kelman, 2-2. And you can hear both these dugouts getting feisty early. The Tuscarora Huskies certainly like to get it going. It's gotten them into a little bit of trouble this year, however, from what I've understood. And that pitch up at the head of Kelman again. Reiner just losing that fastball up and away.
A lot of wild pitches so far.
And 3-2. Now the count, full count. Still Keel is on first. And the pitch is going to be swung on by Kelman. And that is going to be a fair ball. So Keel is going to round second, but he's going to retreat. I think that might have been a foul ball, Sean. Looked like it went to the left of the plate. Umpire obviously had a better view of it than we would have up in the booth. So runners on first and second for the Tuscarora Huskies. And the left-handed Connor Queel, is up to the plate, as we said earlier, playing third base for the Tuscarora Huskies. The only new addition to this lineup, a freshman committed to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Virginia Tech, but they love these Huskies, man. First Braden, now Connor.
Virginia Tech baseball definitely known for recruiting up across the eastern seaboard. Doesn't go too far outside like a lot of ACC programs. And a conversation here between the head coach of the Broad Run Spartans and the head ump. And I think he has a case, to be fair, Sean. That one, I think, just might have got to the left of the third base line.
But
regardless of the argument, it is going to be runners on first and second for the Tuscarora Huskies.
And into this playoff series, this game is fairly important for both teams just because both of them are coming off of a loss where they were expected to win. So winning this game isn't about seeding or positioning, just about coming into the playoffs feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, Sean,
Really?
Tuscarora still has a chance, theoretically.
What I was told
if
is
Heritage
that
just loses.
Oh.
Heritage barely beat out Dominion on Monday.
That's my
And they're
mistake.
down 2-0 to Loudoun County.
Ooh.
The Stellus District is a lot less top-heavy than it was last season,
Yeah.
Sean. Obviously, the Tuscarora Huskies and Dominion were kind of those two teams. Broad Run was there, obviously, and a daddy hack from Queel, going to be an 0-2 count. But County obviously took out the Tuscarora Huskies earlier in the year, as well as the Broad Run Spartans. And Valley, certainly no slack over there in Purcellville.
And that's my mistake. I mean, I did drop out of math halfway of school this year, so. And it was statistics as well. Probably not the best look, but.
Hey, they don't. we're not trying to get paid by doing math, Sean. So the 0-2 to Queel. They're going to throw a second.
Oh.
Wild pitch is going to go into center field, and Keel is going to make it over to third base. And Quill now just has to put this one in play to even up the game at 1. And Reiner caught Keel off the bag. Had that throw been in the glove of his shortstop, McConnell, that could have been an out at second base for the Tuscarora Huskies. But fortunately for the black and blue, Reiner put that one in the center field. So the curveball to Queel is going to be fouled off. So the 0-2 to Quill. Reiner loads, delivers, and that one's going to be swung on into the first baseman. And Keel is going to stay on third base. Great awareness there by the first baseman, Andrew Market, to keep Keel at third and then still make the out at first base. And that will bring up Isaac McIntosh, the first baseman. He's batting 5th in the order for the Tuscarora Huskies, sitting at 264 on the year. He's got runners on second and third. Trip Bracken has come into pinch run for Braden Kelman. So the 0-1 now. Reiner looking to get out of the jam. The 0-1, well outside. Evens up the count at 1. Still 1-0 here at Tuscarora High School in favor of the visiting Spartans. The 1-1. Curveball in the dirt. Good eye for a McIntosh. 2-1.
And one thing I love about the Huskies batting order is that they have, it's basically just all around great. You have players like Jimmy Domain, Nick Sheehan, and Michael Kozakowski at the bottom half of your lineup. So when it just goes straight back to the top, you still have Bauer Burkhart, Cole Keel. It just really adds up well.
Exactly. And Reiner, the pitch to McIntosh is going to be fouled off. 2-2. Now the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Runners on second and third. The 2-2. Breaking ball got McIntosh swinging, and that will retire the side for the Broad Run Spartans. Kyle Reiner gets out of the jam here in the bottom of the first inning, and the Tuscarora Huskies leave 2 runners in scoring position. We will step aside here, still 1-0 in Leesburg, as we will return for the top of the second inning. Leading off the top of the second inning is number 10, Kyle Reiner. So pitcher-on-pitcher action to start off this second inning. Reiner bats lefty, pitches righty. Something to note. Not sure if it's a true switch hitter in Reiner. I guess we will see as this one continues. Keel gave up a run in the first. The 0-0. Reiner shows a bunt. Fastball down and in. 1-0. The 1-0 now from Keel. Fastball. That one's going to be hit well. Jimmy Domain's underneath of it in center field, however, and he will make the play with ease. So 1 up, 1 down in the top of the second inning for the Tuscarora Huskies. And now up to bat for the Broad Run Spartans is Thomas Young, the right fielder. Young batting righty. Pitch from Keel, curveball, down the inside, 0-1. Beautiful pitch from Keel.
And Thomas Young is a senior, and one thing about this Broad Run lineup, which is scary for just this year, is that they have 7 seniors in the batting order today.
And the fastball is going to get by Young, 0-2. Exactly, Sean. That's what this Tuscarora Husky team benefited from last year, only losing Raul Rodriguez in the lineup. And that one going to be hit down the left field line again. Deja vu from the first inning. Keel makes short work of the first batter, and Young on the 0-2 count's going to put it down the third baseline.
Now batting number 23, Jackson.
So 1 out, 1 runner on first, and that will bring up the 8th batter in the order for the Spartans, Jackson Holcher, number 23, the left fielder.
And back to what we were saying, that's going to be something interesting for the Huskies these next few years, where they've had Bauer, Cole, and Jimmy all on this varsity team for 4 years.
Yeah, but obviously you're going to retain Cowan, you're going to retain Quill, 2 Power 5 commits. The first pitch to Holcher down the outside edge, 1-0 in favor of the batter. And I just think that's one positive to take away. Obviously, many people believe this is Tuscarora's year. Obviously, you still have James Wood sitting in that Northwestern District, the team that knocked them out last year.
Yeah.
They're 18-2 on the season. The Tuscarora Huskies, 4th in the state of Virginia. Not too shabby. The 1-0. This one going to be fouled off.
And I'd like how it would give the younger players on the team, like Nick Sheehan, Michael Kozakowski, and Ashton Pesky, all like more of a bigger role, so we could see what they are all truly about. Because they're good players, don't get me wrong, but giving them that more of a leadership type of role, I want to see how that would affect their play.
The 1-1, Cole's going to go to first. Holcher. Oh, yep, it was Young. My apologies. Young is safe at first. Shaking a little bit of the rust off. My apologies. And the 1-1 now from Keel. Holcher showing bunt. This one going to be knocked to Quill. Quill's going to make it. The throw across the plate is in time. So Young will advance to second base. 2 up here at the top of the second inning, and that will bring up Roman Kirk batting in the 9-hole for the Spartans, the third baseman. Another right-handed batter to round out this Broad Run lineup.
And you're so used to all your computer screens telling you all your stats. You're not back to humble beginnings with a piece of paper.
Exactly. Keel looks to second. The 0-1. Curveball down inside. 0-2. And Keel is 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Young still on second. The 0-2 to Kirk. Curveball right at Kirk's head. Had to duck out of the way. Fortunate enough to not give up a base there is Keel. The 1-2 now. Curveball just fouled off. The 1-2. Fastball is going to get by Kirk. Keel going to change up the pace to retire the inning. And the Broad Run Spartans, will leave a runner on second, that being Thomas Young, the right fielder. So both teams leaving people in scoring position in this one early. So at the end of the top of the second, we will step aside, still 1-0 here, and we will return to the bottom of the second inning. Leading off here at the bottom of the second inning. Batting sixth for the Tuscarora Huskies this evening is Jimmy Domain, the center fielder. He sits at 289 on the year. Dropped down the order from his junior year, but still remains a key piece of this order. First pitch up and away from Reiner. The 1-0 down the outside edge. Fastball again, 1-1. The 1-1. Domain shows bunt. Strike two. Domain, definitely a fast guy, obviously playing in center field, is known to bunt for base hits. Check swing from Domain.
And not only is Domain fast, but he's quick too. He's able to avoid if the pitcher throws a wild pitch and avoid getting hit.
The 2-2 to Domain. Down the inside, 3-2. The full count to Domain. Down the inside, and Jimmy will work yet another walk.
Number 4, Nick Sheehan.
For most of last year, his OBP was over 500. Was excellent at being able to get on base, and he does just that. And that will bring up Nick Sheehan, number 4, the right fielder. Sheehan batting .245 on the year. And Domain is going to make it to second base. Going to slide in the 0-1.
Talk about that speed, huh?
Exactly. Reiner looking at Domain on second. The 0-1 outside. Breaking ball doesn't find the strike zone, 1-1. Breaking ball from Reiner. Gets Sheehan to swing, 1-2. Sheehan fighting in this at-bat, going to foul one off. A 1-2 count now in favor of the pitcher, Reiner. Reiner loads. This one going to be struck into center field. And Young is going to get underneath that one. Excuse me, not Young. My apologies. Oh, yes, it is Young. The other Young. Sheehan kept it in play, but just not away from the Spartan sitting in center field. And that will bring up number 16, batting 8th, Ashton Peschke. The left fielder into DH. Batting .267 on the year. First pitch down the outside, 0-1, 1 out. Peschke showed a little bit of bunt there. Not sure if he's getting the sign from head coach Cole Shane. 0-1, breaking ball in the dirt. And you can just see Reiner, just the battery of the Spartans, a little bit uncomfortable with Jimmy Domain at second base. You know, he can definitely steal third if he wants to.
We already saw Cole take a base, too, so.
Yep, and that one's going to be driven into the gap in left field. And the play is going to be made. Jimmy Domain's going to tag up, and the throw is not in time. Domain going to slide head first into third base. The throw was not a bad one, but the tag was not able to be applied. And that will bring up Michael Kozakowski with a runner in scoring position. Domain on third. Kozakowski, a right-handed batter. Just need a base hit for Michael Kozakowski. 2 outs here. The first pitch from Reiner, right down the middle, 0-1.
And the Huskies want to put a run on the board so far. Just having that 1-0 up on the board right now, being down, can really play a big mental factor into later into the game.
And the second pitch from Reiner down the outside. The Tuscarora Huskies have left runners in scoring position all year. Has been the biggest fault on this Tuscarora Husky team. The 1-1 from Reiner. Fastball down the outside. 2-1. The 2-1 from Reiner. Breaking ball swung on and going to be fouled off by Kozakowski. And no play to be made as that one's going to find the fence down the first baseline. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third in a 1-0 game.
And Kozakowski this year especially, I mean, last year's freshman year, we saw him get some more notable looks compared to the other freshmen. But this season especially, he's another one of those players that I've seen personally take a bigger step and a bigger role. Had a double against County the other day when I was out here calling that game. He's also been all over.
And it's breaking ball well outside. Full count now. Pitch to Kozakowski. Fastball going to be hit into left field. And that's going to be over the head of the left fielder, Holcher. Domain is going to get home, and Michael Kozakowski is going to make it a second base. A great piece of hitting from the sophomore. And that will bring up the shortstop, number 5, Bauer Burkhart. He's got a runner in scoring position now. That's Kozakowski on second base.
And normally after saying something like that by me, normally I'd get a broadcaster jinx, but recently I've had good.
Good karma.
Yeah, good karma.
The 1-1 to Burkhart. That one down the outside. Well outside, excuse me, with 1-0. No neon green sleeve from Burkhart this year.
Senior night, he has to mature.
Supposedly gave him good luck in his junior campaign. The 1-0. Breaking ball down the outside behind the head. Yeah, almost hit his bat behind his head like a wiffle ball play. But that will still be 2-0 regardless. Reiner kind of been all over the place. And Burkhart's going to foul that one off. That was his pitch. He just missed it.
And it's just hard, too, because if Kyle Reiner just avoided all of those wild pitches, he would be pitching amazing right now.
And the throw is going to go to second base, 2-1. And you can hear a little excitement from the softball field here. Looks like either a Lindsey Mullen or a Lily Woles home run.
How much you want to bet it's a Lindsey Mullen home run?
Could be either of the two. The 2-1. Going to be driven a good play from the shortstop. And the throw is going to be in time. So Burkhart going to be out at first base, and that will retire the side for the Broad Run Spartans. An excellent play there by Peter McConnell. It's short to keep that one, or excuse me, it's from Keith Burkhart off first base. So we will step aside here and we will return for the top of the third inning. It's an even ball game here on North King Street, 1-1. And leading off here at the top of the third inning is the top of the order for the Broad Run Spartans. Mitchell Young, the center fielder, is set up to take on Keel. Young struck out in his first at bat. Fastball down the inside on Young, 1-0. Definitely felt the wind of that one across his jersey. The 1-0. Fastball down the outside edge. Going to get the corner. 1-1. The 1-1 now from Keel. Curveball. And a great pitch there. Mitchell Young swinging at a pitch, falling in the dirt. Keel up in the count now, 1-2. Curveball, that one's going to be driven into center field, and Domain is going to get under it And that will bring up the first out of the third inning for the Tuscarora Huskies. And Finley Sullivan now up to bat. The left-handed DH got one down the third baseline on Keel. Made it all the way to second base in his first at bat. And eventually scored a run in the top of the first inning. The 1-0 now from Keel. Curveball. 2-0. From Keel is going to be popped up. Kozakowski's underneath of it in left field, and he's going to make the play. Kozakowski back where he just put it in the last inning. And that will bring up 2 outs for the Tuscarora Huskies. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the third for Keel.
And if you're the Spartans right now, you obviously aren't happy with the way, you are making contact with the ball, but the fact that you're making contact still should be seen as a positive and be more as a motivator. Like, hey, we can get solid hits off. It's just a matter of where we can get it.
Yeah, the Spartans have done a good job making contact off Keel, but as Keel's brand kind of is that, making his defense work for it. So the second pitch going to be fouled off. The first one was a fastball down the middle. So an 0-2 now in favor of Keel. He's 1 strike away from getting out of this third inning. The pitch to Market. Fastball just a little too far out. 1-2. And the curveball from Keel going to be driven right at Bauer Burkhardt, and he's going to take care of that one. Take it out of the air. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third inning for the Tuscarora Huskies. And that will keep the game at 1-1 as we step aside for the bottom of the third inning. Leading off here in the bottom of the third inning is number 2, Cole Keel. He had a base hit at the top of the first inning. His last at bat. And the center fielder, Mitchell Young, number 20, came closer to us, Sean, from center field, now on the mound for the Spartans.
Is that why you stuttered? Because you didn't realize until just now?
No, I realized before. The 1-0. And Keel going to drive that one at the shortstop. Bouncing ball is going to be made. The play is going to be made by number 2, Peter McConnell. So Keel, 1 pitch, and will retire back to the dugout. And that will bring up number 3 in the order, Braden Kelman. Pitch from Young. Well outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Going to be hit on, and it's going to make it into center field. McConnell was there with a diving outstretched glove, but unfortunately for the Spartans, not able to make the play. And Kelman going to make it over to first base with a base hit.
And Braden Kelman is just such an important player. This team should be so grateful that they got him in last year, purely because not only is he great at bat, but on the defensive side too, being one of the best catchers in this district. I could say, I can only bring up one name that could rival him, which is Colin Shu, Kenyan commit. So Kelman has really been a substantial point for this team.
Exactly, and next up is Quill. And the pitch runner, Trip Bracken, is going to make it over to second base. Second stolen base for the Tuscarora Huskies. Quill now up in a little bit of a slump. Started out red hot for the Huskies. The 0-1 to Quill. Down the inside. Strike 2. Quill let it go. Definitely doesn't like that call. The 0-2. Well inside again. Almost clipped the shoulder of Quill. 1-2 count. The 1-2. Going to be fouled off. And you can hear both dugouts getting into it.
I think for the Huskies dugout, he's not playing today, but it's mainly just Brendan Cowan. He's the one accountable for all those bird noises, I'm pretty sure.
Cowan obviously not playing today. Pitched earlier in the week. The 1-2. Fouled off again from Quill. The 1-2. Breaking ball well outside. Young lost his grip on that one, 2-2. The 2-2. Fouled off again. Young's loving that outside edge on Quill. And Quill has just been a little bit behind every single time. Pitch from Young down the outside, and Quill's going to miss that one. It's that same pitch, the up and away fastball gets Quill going, and he will return to the dugout 0-2 tonight. And that will bring up number 5, Isaac McIntosh, the first baseman. Runner still on second for the Tuscarora Huskies, that being the pinch runner, Trip Bracken. And McIntosh going to have to dive out of the way of that one.
It's a little scarier than most.
Yeah, Young put that one up by his head, 1-0. Up and away, 2-0. And Young again outside the zone, this time far, 3-0. Been inside, outside, and up above the zone against McIntosh. This one right down the middle, 3-1. On deck for the Tuscarora Huskies is the senior, Jimmy Domain. The 3-1. Swung on for McIntosh.
And
maybe got a piece of it, bring up a full count.
And if McIntosh does get on base, Domain is one of the few people I'd want on deck in this sort of position.
The 3-2. Swung on, going to be driven into the gap. And McConnell lost it. He thought he missed the pick, but he had it in his glove the entirety of the time, just got stuck in the lace. So McIntosh going to get to first.
No idea.
Trip Bracken making it all the way across to third, and that will bring up Jimmy Domain with the runner in scoring position.
I have zero idea how Trip Bracken was able to make that, but hey, made it happen, so.
Young down the outside, strike one on the lefty Domain. The 0-1. Down low, bring up a 1-1 count. Nick Sheehan on deck for the Tuscarora Huskies if need be. Domain going to put that one into left field. Over the head, and it's going to go off the glove of the left fielder, Kirk. And that is going to be a base hit for Jimmy Domain. Kirk lost that one in the sky, and McIntosh going to make it over to third base. Bracken crossed home plate. 2-1 now in favor of the Huskies, and they'll take their first lead of the evening. And that will bring up the right fielder, Nick Sheehan. This has been Broad Run's problem this year, has been their pitching. Their offense has been immaculate, top to bottom throughout the season.
Just have, like, few innings where they pitch out of this world, but then just go right back and give up runs like this.
Yeah, I'm going to put that one up out of the zone. 1-0. Fastball fouled off, back behind the plate from Sheehan. One. Sheehan going to foul that one off down the line. Sheehan still has a runner in scoring position. Two of them, actually. Domain on second, McIntosh on third. 2-1, the score with a 1-2 count and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. The 1-2 from Young to McIntosh. Curveball well outside. 2-2. Getting a little dance moves from Jimmy Domain at second base. 2-2-2 across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Young gonna put that one in the dirt. McIntosh thought about heading home, probably should have. I could tell you one thing, if that was Jimmy Domain on third base.
We all would have known what happened.
The 3-2. McIntosh, an excellent first baseman, not known for his speed. The 2-1 from Young, down the inside, and Sheehan's going to work a walk. So bases loaded now for the Tuscarora Huskies, and that is going to bring up Ashton Peschke. Young trying to work out of a jam early. This is just the first inning he's pitched. He came in relief of the starter, Kyle Reiner, who now resides in the hot corner on third base. First pitch to Peschke down the outside, 1-0. And you can see the frustration on Young's face starting to build. The 1-0. Swing and a miss from Peschke. Put the shoulders through that one.
And Peschke does have the advantage here being a left-handed batter on a right-handed pitcher, so
Can find himself a base hit. At least one run will score, and that one going to be hit at the second baseman, and that is going to be an easy play for John Ryan. And that will retire the inning. So the Tuscarora Huskies leave the bases loaded here at the top of the third inning. Take the lead, though, however. 2-1, the score. And we will return for the top of the fourth inning. Leading off here at the top of the fourth inning is number 1, John Ryan. He made the play at second base to retire the side for the for the Broad Run Spartans. Getting ahead of myself. 0-1. The first pitch from Keel. The second now, down the outside, 0-2. The 0-2 to the lefty, Ryan, going to be fouled off over the Tuscarora dugout. The 0-2, excuse me, 1-2. As Keel's going to put that one well outside. And Ryan going to put that one right at Keel, and he'll walk over and throw it underhand to McIntosh at first base. So 1 up, 1 down here at the top of the 4th inning for the Tuscarora Huskies.
And the thing you have to love about when Cole is on the mound is that he always keeps like a stone face. He never shows his emotion. Earlier on in this game, he wasn't really pitching up to his standards, but now he's really turned up and held them to that 1 run.
Yep. Keel gave up that first earned run at the top of the 1st inning. Looked a little rough out there for the senior on his senior night, but as you said, Sean, turned it around. Peter McConnell going to take the first one. The 1-0, going to hit McConnell between the shoulder blades. The curveball got away from Keel. And McConnell will take his base.
And right back to the bad karma.
And this will bring up Kyle Reiner, the pitcher, who now sits at 3rd base, batting lefty for the Spartans. And back to what you're saying about Keel being very stoic on the mound, couldn't be opposite from his counterpart, Brendan Cowan, who wears that heart on his sleeve. Obviously, two different ways of going about business, but both enjoy positive results throughout the year. And those two are probably the drivers of success for the Tuscarora Huskies.
And Brendan Cowan is known for talking to himself when on the mound. So it might set not only whoever's at bat a little off, but it's what gets him in his right mindset. So if that's what he pitches well off of, then let him do it.
0-1 count, Keel. Let's take the side to deliver. That one well outside. Kelman having to watch McConnell on first base. Even up the count at 1. One's across the board. Fastball down the outside edge again, 2-1. Right down the middle, going to be fouled off. So that will even up the count at 2-2. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Runner on first, that being Peter McConnell. The 2-2 curveball down in the dirt. Kelman going to stay in front of it. McConnell going to stay at first base. Full count now. Keel going to throw to first, keeping McConnell honest. The 3-2 going to be fouled off. Reiner fighting to stay in this at bat. Swing and a miss. Keel with the breaking ball. Going to catch Reiner swinging, and he will turn tail to the dugout. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning for the Tuscarora Huskies. McConnell still on first base, and up to bat is number 7, batting 7th, Thomas Young, the now center fielder. Young showing bunt. Keel going to get that one underneath the bat. 0-1. And Thomas Young, moving from right field to center field to relieve his brother, I'm assuming Mitchell, who now stands on the mound for the Spartans.
And that's a risky assumption because Young is a sort of common last name.
This is what I get paid the big bucks for, right, Sean?
Exactly.
No 1 count. Keel goes to first again. 0-1 down 0-2. And you can see Keel showing a little bit of enthusiasm with Kelman. The 0-2 from Keel. Showing the heat on that one. Just a little too high for the ump. Bring up a 1-2. The 1-2 down the outside, and that's going to carve up Thomas Young as he'll turn and walk down the first baseline to that broad run dugout. The Tuscarora Huskies still up in this one, 2-1. And Cole Keel going to make it through yet another inning as we will step aside for the bottom of the fourth. And leading off here at the bottom of the fourth inning for the Tuscarora Huskies is Michael Kozakowski, batting in the 9 hole for the Tuscarora Huskies. And he came out with a clutch hit, and he's going to dig that one up the first baseline. And it is not going to be a difficult play there for number 22, Andrew Market. Going to scoop that one up and step on the bag. So just one pitch to Kozakowski before he'll head back to the dugout, and that will bring up the top of the order, courtesy of Bauer Burkhart.
You have to love that effort, though, that Kozakowski put in. Although he knew he had no chance he was going to get to the get on base in time, still have to love that effort.
First pitch to Burkhart down in the dirt. 1-0, Mitchell Young still on the mound for the Spartans. The 1-0, curveball caught Bauer swinging. He put the shoulders through that one, 1-1. One out here at the top of the fourth, bottom of the fourth. The 1-1, just a little bit outside, 2-1. The 2-1 from Young, down the outside edge, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch Breaking ball, Bauer Burkhart's going to put that one in the gap in the left field. Kirk's going to scoop that one up, and Burkhart will get over to first base with ease. And Cole Keel now up to bat for the Huskies. And as I said earlier, Keel, a great pitcher, but also an excellent batter, holding the highest batting average for the Tuscarora Huskies this year with .440.
And I don't think there's one player on this team that's really good on defense and bad at batting. I think everyone's good at both.
And Keel going to put that one into Burkhart, the double play ball, and will do just that.
Wow.
A great defensive effort from the Spartans, and just a little bad luck towards the Husky way as that one bounces right into the glove of John Ryan. He's able to apply the tag on Burkhart and make the throw over to Market on first base. So 3 up, 3 down at the bottom of the 4th inning. And we will step aside, and we will come back to bring you the top of the 5th. The 3-2 down the outside, so Kelman's going to work a walk, and he will take first base. And this is going to bring up Connor Quill, batting 4th. Still in that hitting slump is Quill. Young going to throw to first. The pinch runner, Trip Bracken, is safe.
Bracken's a little bit eager with those steals.
Already taken second base once for the Huskies tonight. The first pitch down the outside on Quill, strike 1. He doesn't like the call. Young struck out Quill in his last at bat. The 0-1 going to be popped up and well over the dugout of the Tuscarora Huskies. Fans had a duck for that one. The 0-2. And that one's going to be driven into center field. Young is there. And Young is going to get a glove to that one. And Quill will return to the dugout again without getting on base.
I thought he had that for a second.
It looked good off the bat, but Young, showing off the wheels, is going to move into the gap in right center and make the play. And McIntosh, after 2 great defensive plays at the top of the 5th inning, is going to step up to the plate. Batting .264 is the right-handed. First pitch to McIntosh. This one going to be driven into left field, and Bracken is going to get over to second base, and that will be a base hit single for Isaac McIntosh.
Now batting number 3, Jimmy Domingue.
The Tuscarora Huskies rallying here at the bottom of the 5th inning. Now up to bat is number 3, Jimmy Domain.
In these past few innings, you've seen your Huskies, like you said, be able to rally after being down 1-0 for 2 innings. Was it?
First pitch to Domain. Going to try to put down a bunt. He just missed that one. One out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runners on first and second for Domain. The 0-1. Down the outside. 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Domain putting the shoulders through that one. Is not going to come away with it. 1-2. Domain going to put that one in play. Brackett going to cross over, and that is going to be an error by Peter McConnell. So Domain going to get to keep on first, and a pair of errors are keeping the Tuscarora Huskies in this one. As Nick Sheehan, the right fielder, is going to step up to the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out. The last time the Tuscarora Huskies loaded the bases just 2 innings ago, they left all the runners out there. And I believe that is going to be the end of Mitchell Young's day. And I would imagine this would be Andrew Market coming in here to pitch. I'm not sure what's the status of his arm. Looks like it's not going to be Market. Still waiting on who it is. It is going to be number 1, John Ryan. So the second baseman is going to move onto the mound for the Broad Run Spartans. And that is going to send Mitchell Young back out to center field. And move his brother over to right.
Do you think the Huskies will keep calling for a whole game or send out Bauer late to close it?
I think it will depend on what happens in this inning. I'm not sure how many pitches Keel has thrown. But I would imagine he's in the upper 80s. So his expiration date is soon. Not sure how many innings Bauer is going to throw here. Could be 2, could be just 1. In a close game, if Cole is dealing, you don't want to bring in Burkhart too early and have to deal with an extra inning scenario similarly to what they did at Light Ridge with Burkhart not being able to throw and ending up having guys on the mound who don't normally pitch and not ending up well for the Tuscarora Huskies. So bases loaded here for the right fielder, Nick Sheehan. A new pitcher in for the Spartans being John Ryan. Ryan batting lefty, pitching and fielding righty. First pitch. This one going to be popped up into left field. And that is going to be a routine play from the shortstop, Peter McConnell.
16, Ashton Aaron Pesky.
And now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning, Ashton Peschke is up to the plate. Peschke, the lefty, has a chance to show up big just like Michael Kozakowski did earlier in this one. The bottom half of the Tuscarora order has been very good for the Huskies this evening. The breaking ball down the outside, too far outside, says the ump, 1-0. The 1-0 to Peschke. Another curveball, 1-1. And Ryan is showing a significant drop off from velo from Young. That curveball was well up outside the zone, confusing the ump. The 1-1. Going to be fouled off by Peschke. The 1-2 now from Ryan. Down the outside, strike 3, and Peschke is going to retire looking. Peschke can't believe the call, and the Tuscarora Huskies will leave the bases loaded for the second time this evening, still holding on to that 2-1 lead over the Broad Rod Spartans here at home. And our questions have been answered here, Sean. Bauer Burkhart has taken the mound at the top of the sixth inning for the Tuscarora Huskies. He is 6 outs away from a victory for the Tuscarora Huskies. And Burkhart has shown off that velo, definitely added to his pitching arsenal since last year.
Are we counting the fact that last year he'd buff his stats a little bit to us, or?
I mean, that would be news to me, Sean.
I mean, if I was in his position, I'd probably do the same exact thing. I'd do it way worse, too.
And Burkhart comes into this one with an ERA of 1.23 with a whip just above 1. 2-0 on the year with 1 save. Has definitely been that third option for the Tuscarora Huskies coming in to close out some games. Very talented kid, both pitching defensively and in and around the plate, committed to Marshall University to continue his baseball career.
Like you were saying, basically can do it all and shows why he's earned that Marshall offer.
And up to the plate now is Peter McConnell, who had an error in the last inning. Wow. First pitch going to be fouled off, and it's just a little bit extra coming off the right hand of Bauer Burkhart in comparison to Keel. The 0-1 going to be driven at Cole Keel at short, and he's going to fire across the diamond and make the play. Is McIntosh, so that will bring up the first out, the top of the 6th inning for the Tuscarora Huskies. And Burkhart definitely opposite to his good friend Cole Keel in the sense Burkhart just wants to put it past you. He's going to throw it as hard as he can. Work the breaking ball every once in a while, but just showing off that velo, making it difficult for hitters. And that is going to bring up number 10, Kyle Reiner. First pitch outside, 1-0. And the 1-0 from Burkhart right down the middle, 1-1. The 1-1 fouled off from Burkhart. 1-2.
And you know what's funny? Now that, if you really think about it, Bauer's kind of just a mix of Cole and Brendan. It sounds a little bit weird, but Cole has a little bit more patience when he pitches and doesn't throw as hard. Brendan does the polar opposite, and Bauer just kind of does a little bit of both.
And Burkhart going to put that one up and away and retire, Kyle Reiner. So 2 up, 2 down here at the top of the 6th inning for your Tuscarora Huskies. And Burkhart shoving right now from the mound. And that will bring up number 7, batting 7 for the Spartans, Thomas Young. The right fielder, center fielder, right fielder. He's been all over the park tonight with the pitching changes. The 0-2, breaking ball, swing and a miss. And the 0-1, fastball, push past him, 0-2. And now the 0-2 for Burkhart, just up out of the zone, 1-2. Good eye from Thomas Young. And the 1-2, swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down with 2 Ks for Bauer Burkhart. And he is going to turn to the dugout. And we will step aside for the bottom of the 6th inning. Still 2-1 here in favor of your Huskies on North King Street. So leading off here in the bottom of the 6th inning is Michael Kozakowski, batting in the 9-hole for the Tuscarora Huskies. Still a 2-1 ball game here at Tuscarora High School. John Ryan still on the mound for the Broad Run Spartans. First pitch, breaking ball down out of the zone, 1-0. The 1-0 down the inside, 2-0. Again, down out of the zone. So a full count, 3-0 count. 3-0 from Ryan. That's up out of the zone. So a 4-pitch walk to start the bottom of the 6th inning for Mysel Kozakowski. And now up will be Bauer Burkhart, fresh off the mound.
And I loved how Burkhart in the bottom of the 6th inning came out, or top of the 6th inning, excuse me, came out guns blazing with those pitches. Ended it in a quick amount of time.
And the first pitch from John Ryan, breaking ball down and away. Burkhart fouls that one off. Burkhart definitely gonna look to attack and unload on one of these pitches. Put one over the fence against Lightridge in their last contest here at Tuscarora High School. The 0-1. Kozakowski goes, and he will be safe. So the third stolen base for the Tuscarora Huskies. And an 0-2 count now to Burkhart. And the 0-2 runner on second, that being Kozakowski. And Burkhart going to foul that one off. And you could see him frustrated. He thinks he should be putting this one in play.
And, we were comparing a lot of the players on this team. Another place where he differs from Cole is the fact that he wears his heart on his sleeve.
And the 0-2. This one going to be hit well into right field. Young is underneath of it, and he's going to make the throw. Kozakowski tags up, and he's going to make it to third base standing up. So 1 out, Keel on the plate. 0-2 count. Excuse me. 2-1 ball game. Fortunately, have not been in the booth for a baseball game since the James Wood game almost a year ago today.
I didn't even know. I thought he did maybe a couple games up at ASU.
Just softball, so.
It's kind of like the same thing. You get a pass, though.
You're going to get a lot of people mad saying that, Sean. Somebody clip that.
Oh, God. It's okay.
And the Broad Run head coach going to come out and talk it over with his team. Not sure if we're going to see a pitching change here or what.
Would it be in their best interest to at this point?
Not sure. I believe the damage is already done. The Tuscarora Huskies worked through the better options Broad Run had on an already depleted pitching staff. And the Broad Run Spartans have already marked their spot at the 3 in the Dulles District. Infield playing up on Keel, and he's going to take the first pitch. So an 0-1 count now in favor of the pitcher, Ryan. And Kozakowski's going to try to get home. He's going to be tagged. And just a little lapse in judgment there. Kozakowski went as Keel tried to lay down the bunt. So Keel's going to miss the bunt there. Unfortunate for the Tuscarora Huskies. The 0-2. And Keel going to put that one into right field, and he's going to take first base.
Now batting number 22, Braden Kelman.
And that will bring up number 3 in the order, the catcher, Braden Kelman.
Oh, no.
And the sprinklers have just come on here at Tuscarora High School. Somebody could be heard yelling, "Not again." So I don't know if this is a common occurrence here at Tuscarora High School, but
At least you know the grass is well kept.
Brady Kalman's going to get sprayed here. He's not realizing that
no.
the sprinklers are spinning.
It's already a little bit cold out here for a May day. Don't want to even get wet.
I would imagine the athletic director, Mr. Tony Talon, is somewhere around here.
He has to be.
And there it is. I can't lie to you, Sean. I was not even aware we had in-ground sprinklers at this field.
Neither did I until I just saw water start coming out of the grass. I was confused. I didn't know if there's a pipe under. Just assumed the worst.
The first pitch from Ryan. It's going to be popped up from Kelman into shallow right field. Young is there to make the play and retire the side. So the Broad Run Spartans are going to get out of the bottom of the 6th inning with no bleeding. Still a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Tuscarora Huskies. And we will step aside for the 7th inning. And we return to baseball here at Tuscarora High School. Top of the 7th inning, 2-1 ball game in favor of your own Tuscarora Huskies. Up to the plate for the Broad Run Spartans is Jackson Holcher. And he's going to be the 4th batter faced by Bauer Burkhardt. He went up, 3 down at the top of the 6th inning. And Burkhardt coming out with the heat, 0-1. The 0-1 from Burkhardt, that's going to make contact. It's going to be fielded by Meaden. Meaden's going to make the throw to first. And that will be the first one down for the Tuscarora Huskies. Just 2 outs away from winning this one.
Now batting number 28, Bailey Morehouse.
And now up to bat for the Broad Run Spartans is number 28, Bailey Morehouse. Into pinch hit for the left fielder, Roman Kirk. First pitch from Burkhart down the outside. 1-0. The 1-0. Right down the middle for Burkhart. Even up the count at 1. The 1-1 going to be popped up. And Drew Meaden is going to get underneath that one and make the play.
Now batting number 20, Mitchell Young.
Huskies now just 3 strikes away
And
from winning this one. Unfortunately for the Huskies, the Heritage Pride are up on the Loudoun County Captains 6-3 in that matchup. So it looks like the Dulles District will end as it remains now, with the Heritage Pride at the 1 and the Tuscarora Huskies at the 2.
and
First pitch from Burkhart. Sorry to cut you off. Down the outside. Strike 1.
all good, but Burkhart is kind of the ideal closer you want to have. More of just high risk, high reward, and you bet a lot into that reward part, and normally it plays out for him.
Oh, 2 now for Burkhart. The second pitch fouled off. The 0-2 fouled off from Young again. Fighting to stay in this game for the Spartans. Burkhart lost that one down the outside. 1-2 count. Breaking ball down the outside, check, swing. Everybody wearing black and blue in the ballpark thought Mitchell Young went on that one.
I was about to leave the field.
Burkhart was halfway to the dugout. 2-2 count now, 2s across the board. And the pitch for Burkhart, down the outside, called strike 3. And that will be the end of this one. And the Tuscarora Huskies survive the Spartan onslaught as they move into the Dulles District Championships next week. It is 2-1 here, your final score from Tuscarora High School. The Tuscarora Huskies seeking revenge on the Spartans. Earlier in the year, the Spartans won 5-0. They have split the series as they will both head into the postseason. It has been an excellent time having you all along for the ride tonight. My name's Ronan Haycoop. He's Sean Pambukian. Y'all have a great night, everybody.